Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the essay of studies, the text of the essay. But before starting the text, before studying the text, let us know something about the essayist Francis Bacon. Francis Bacon was born in London in 1561. He came of a family interested in state affairs. Means he belonged to a particular family that was having interest in politics. His father being Lord Keeper of the Seal. His father was on a great post. He was the Lord Keeper of a seal, having the identity in itself. And his uncle, Queen Elizabeth's principal ministers. Uncle of Francis Bacon was the principal minister in the cabinet of Queen Elizabeth. He attended Cambridge. He joined for studies the University of Cambridge, studied law. He was a student of law and was elected to parliament. After completing it, he was elected as the member of parliament and appointed Queen's Counsel in 1598. Queen's Counsel, a person who can counsel, who can guide, who can give ideas to Queen Elizabeth. Under James, his fortunes rose still higher. Under James I, the fortune of Francis Bacon flourished until he finally became Lord High Chancellor. It continued and until he became Lord High Chancellor in 1618, the highest judicial post in the country. Means he was also there to preside the highest post, judicial post of the country. He was knighted, properly honored, created Baron Verulam and Viscount St. Albans. He was charged with and admitted accepting bribes from litigants. Then there were charges against Francis Bacon of taking bribe, and he accepted them from the litigants. He was imprisoned briefly. For some time, he was also given punishment. He was imprisoned, banished from the court. He was also removed from the court as a lawyer, as a judge. He was also removed from the court and removed from the public office as well. After years of retirement, he contracted a fatal cold. After years of his retirement from all these affairs, he has to suffer a fatal cold, fatal, life taking. While stuffing a chicken, the reason was that he was stuffing a chicken with snow in an effort to test the preservation. just in order to practical, just in order to know how a chicken can be stuffed in the ice. He practiced himself and he was contracted a fatal cold. Bacon is the most complete representative of Renaissance in England. Whereas this essayist is concerned, he was a complete Renaissance essayist in England. He is now also known as the father of the essayists. Learned one, worldly. He was having worldly wisdom, all the affairs of the world. Ambitious he was. Intriguing, enamored of all the luxury that wealth in his times could supply. He was having a luxurious life. Enough money, enough rich he was, and he was having all the facilities that money could purchase or money could provide in his times. And while knowing so much, almost completely ignorant about himself. He knew everything and he was having a position, he was having a reputation. In spite of that, he was very much negligent. He was very much ignorant about himself. The English poet Alexander Pope described him as the wisest, brightest, meanest of mankind. Whereas the essays of this person are concerned, of Bacon are concerned, analyzed by Alexander Pope and stated that he was the wisest person. He was the brightest person and he was also down to earth, whereas worldly wisdom is concerned. Bacon's fame in world literature rests mainly on his essays, which were published in 1597, whereas the reputation, the importance, the fame, name and fame of Bacon is concerned, it depends upon his essays which were published in 1597 and expanded the subsequent edition. A number of editions were published of these essays composed by Francis Bacon. They are precise and well ordered in arrangement. The essays of Bacon, they are short in size, precise, and whereas the language and the making of sentence is concerned, well ordered arrangement was there, as one would expect from a scientist. Exactly something that is expected from a scientist, that there can be or there should not be any mistake, exactly was the way of writing of Francis Bacon. They are a tissue of maxims, quite unlike the subjective, Conservational essays of Montaigne. The essays of Francis Bacon are considered as the tissues of maxims, a number of maxims used there. And just opposite, just unlike to the essays of Montaigne, which were subjective and conservational. Almost Sibylline and entirely impersonal. Essays of Francis Bacon, they are not personal, completely impersonal. Their essential merit lies in the density of the thought and expression. The quality, the value, the merit of the essays of Francis Bacon, it lies in the fact that they were full of density. They were full of density of thought and expression. The frequent brilliancy of poetic images. In the essays of Francis Bacon, we can find a frequent, brilliant poetic images. Inserted never as ornaments but always to emphasize an idea. These poetic images, they were used not to decorate, not as an ornament, but to emphasize on the idea. And the impressive loftiness of the oracular tone. Whereas oracular tone is concerned, it was expressively lofty one, whereas it is rather expressively lofty, whereas the essays of Francis Bacon are concerned. That is enough for today's lecture. In the next lecture, we shall study, we shall go through the text of the particular essays of studies by Francis Bacon. Thank you very much.